Hello Aries, Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead. Aries, how are you? This is a Sunday that I'm throwing these cards, but as you know, if you've been here before, Aries, that whenever you get this, today, tomorrow, or next year, it could resonate with you. We're not all at the same place at the same time in our lives, so we're using just one oracle deck this week, and we're going to get some overall energy, Aries, for the week ahead. How you doing, my fire family? Thanks for coming back here. If you're the person who's my ride or die, and you're always coming back, and thank you to you who is brand new. If you are brand new, I hope you'll stay. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about how to find information about the extended and about private readings if that's what you're interested in, so stay tuned for that. I have so much Aries energy. I think my chart is all, I'm a Taurus sun, but I have so much Aries energy, so you're my fire family. Let's find out what's going on for you, Aries, coming up in the week ahead. Whenever you find this, today, tomorrow, next year, tell me about Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got Milk and Honey. We've got By the Book and Happy Happy. Co-create is on the bottom of the deck. And we have TikTok. Oh, I feel like in the future there's some sort of a project coming up, and I think it's very close. It feels like it's in the very near future, but it's in the distance. I feel like you have your eye on it, Aries, that you're eyeing up some sort of a new project, a new job, a new friendship, a new relationship. It is something new, and it's like you need someone else's buy-in in order to have stability. Card number 40 is a 4. And so co-create indicates that there is another person that's in the creation with you. So it does feel like something's about to change in your future here, because the bottom of the deck is always future energy. We've got a bird on the wire. We've got an owl, right? And the owl is sort of more in the past than in the present or the future. So it feels like, we're looking at this owl is sort of still a little bit facing toward the past, but the egg is more in the future. So it does feel like future energy within divine timing. Something is about to change for you. We've got Milk and Honey, and that's where you come in on the week ahead. Card number 51 is a 6. I feel like things are going good in your life. I feel like with Milk and Honey that things are flowing for you, that happiness is here, and maybe not exact, euphoria, but I feel like things are balanced. I feel like you have all the things that you need. Milk and Honey is like, being in the land of milk and honey, you have everything that you need, all the opportunities. We do have By the Book, so that's what tells me that there may be some sort of opportunity showing up here. I think this By the Book, it's card number 11. And it is, 1 and 1 is 2, and 2 is balance. I feel like you're not taking any sudden movements right now, because I feel like you're doing things that are by the book. It feels like, although you are a fire sign, there's something in your life that's keeping you in this energy of by the book. And I want to say that you don't want to upset the balance. So you're playing it by the book, but are you really happy? We're going to talk about that. Are you really happy doing that? Let's find out what's going on here. Tell me about Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Because I think that as you come into the week, you're like, yeah, life is good. I've got all my material possessions. I have the things that I need. And you don't have to be somebody who's making gobs and gobs of money to be happy. You can be somebody who is content, and that's what this feels like. It feels like more like contentment, but I feel like now you're just sort of wash, rinse, repeat, and I feel like you need more fire than that in your life. You can see, we see all these muted colors, right? We've got browns and beiges, and these elephants are not even paying attention to where they're going. They're just following the leader. So I feel like maybe you are the leader and people are following you, or maybe you're just doing things by the book in order to keep in balance. I feel like you're like, okay, well, things are good, but I don't think that's where you're the happiest, though, Aries, because you like to conquer, you like to pursue, you like fire, you like fun. And so I don't think you're exactly happy there. I feel like you're going to have an opportunity to be happy about something. It feels like you're unlocking something, an opportunity or something. As I was saying, there's an egg here and an egg here, but this particular one has a little lock in it. So I'm going to say you have the key to doing whatever you want. And I feel like you are unlocking something that is going to give you a little more excitement than playing by the book. Tell me more about Milk and Honey, By the Book, and Happy Happy. Yeah, see, the devil's here. And so it isn't giving me the feeling of things are terrible. It's giving me the feelings of but I'm stuck here. Like I'm chained to it. So, there are people who will buy a massive home, but now they're house poor because now all they really have money for is to pay the mortgage. And so they have to, hold down 2 jobs, and all they do is grind so they can have this big house so everybody can see it. And although I don't necessarily know that that's the place that you're at, I feel like the devil tells me that you are chained to the grind. And although milk and honey is here, it looks from the outside in like you've got everything you need, that your life is great, it's grand. And I feel like underneath, this is what the energy is. It feels like you're sort of chained to it. It's like, but I said I would, and that's why I'm doing it. This is what people expect of me, or I promised somebody that I would do this. Like it feels almost more like obligation than it feels like fun, I would say. We've got by the book again. We've got the Queen of Cups here, and it feels like that there is emotion and love and empathy and children and family and compassion and kindness, but it feels almost like it's by the book. You're becoming bored with it because although the Queen of Cups is deep and lovely, and I feel like this could be a companion for you. Maybe you're married to this person, maybe you're dating this person, but it really seems very much by the book, and that water will put out your fire. And I feel like you have a lot of emotion, understand, but I feel like when you do it all by the book, it feels like when it's all in balance that you just need the passion, the fire, you need all of that sort of extra energy. And I don't think that you're getting that in the middle of the week. Or you might be looking at it like, okay, well, I've got everything that I need here, milk and honey, right? My life is grand. I've got the beautiful house, the beautiful car, the beautiful partner. I've got depth of love. So why do I feel like I'm just going through the motions? That's what by the book seems like. Everything's in balance, but it's not giving me the passion that I usually am seeking for. And so we have the 10 of Swords here with happy. You're wondering, is this the place that I want to be, or do I have to release something in order to be the happiest that I could be? The 10 of Swords to me here isn't giving me the feeling of betrayal, but maybe a little bit of, did I betray myself by chasing someone else's goals, or chasing the goals of the people that expect certain things from me, that expect me to be their leader? So maybe it's a betrayal of the self, but it does feel like you're about to release something so you can be happy. Let's talk about that. Bottom of the deck we have in the future energy is the Chariot with the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like you are in balance. I feel like you've got your masculine, feminine in balance. I feel like you have your discipline. I feel like you've really been working hard to get everything in balance, but I also feel like everything is in balance. And now Aries fire is about to go out. That's what it feels like. You need change. You need change. You need to be able to, is that a cheetah? You need to be able to be hunting, right? And it feels like you're looking for something to change in divine timing. Let's talk about the Devil and milk and honey, because I feel like you feel like you're chained to a way of life, to a relationship, to a job. It doesn't feel like it feels like it's wash, rinse, repeat, which a lot of people could feel comfortable in. But when you're a fire sign, you need more excitement than that. Tell me about the Devil. I feel like you're very planned. I feel like you're doing well with finances, but I feel like that all has put you in a place where you're really not excited about it anymore. It's kind of like routine, wash, rinse, repeat. We've got the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is very settled, very rooted. This is someone here who's very careful, moves very slow. We've got the Lovers here, and we've got the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like there is steady growth. I'm going to say steady growth in a relationship, steady growth in yourself, steady growth in the milk and honey energy, steady growth financially. And I feel like it's all very boring to you. Maybe for some of you, you would rather have more adventure or more passion in your relationship or more passion in where you work. It feels like you're doing, it's like this is something you strived for, though, Aries. It feels like you were striving for stability. You're striving for milk and honey. You're striving for the Eight of Pentacles, to be the subject matter, to grow within, to grow the self, to grow the relationship. And it feels like now that you've got the stability that you thought you wanted that was in the distance, you've realized now that actually it's the thrill of the hunt for you. It's not necessarily the conquering of the thing that you thought you wanted, is what it feels like. So the Eight of Pentacles is growth. It is personal growth. And I think that because you're not really hunting anything that is around you anymore, because it feels like you have all the things that you worked towards. I think these are all goals that you have met. It feels like now the last thing to do is to work on yourself. So I feel like now that you're working on yourself, it feels like now it's sort of like this everything that's growing is a little bit out of control. It feels like it's growing more than you thought it would. It feels like you're outgrowing, if I'm going to be honest. So the Lovers is here, and it was a choice for you to settle down. It was a choice for you to get solid, grounded, slow, top up your financial life, get the house, get the car, get the perfect relationship. And now I feel like you're a little bit bored with it, and not bored enough to leave it. But I feel like it's just wash, rinse, repeat. And I don't know that you're necessarily living your passion at this time. So it's not like you're unhappy. It feels a little redundant, if I'm going to be honest. Tell me about the Queen of Cups. And you've got someone with you who's happy with that. They're happy with staying in the same place forever. Wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. The Queen of Cups is somebody who's taking care of everything, doting, loving, very kind and compassionate. But I feel like this person is very by the book, which feels, I'm just going to say, a little bit vanilla. You know what I mean? Like it feels a little bit vanilla, but there's the King of Wands. And so you're like, but I want the passion. I want to go get it. I want to try something a little bit risky, like not crazy risky, but you want to like zip line, or you want to, you know what I mean? Like you want to do something, maybe skydive. It feels like you want a little bit of risk, a little bit of educated risk. We've got the Strength card here. You feel like you're being held back in your life. And the thing is I don't think that you're particularly unhappy, but I do think you're stagnant. I think things are a little bit stale for you here. So you might have the perfect family life. From the outside looking in, it might be the perfect family life. It might be the perfect relationship. Maybe you have a great house, a great car. Like life is all, it feels like going the way that you wanted it to go because of the goals that you had in mind back there. And now I think that you have these things. You're like, okay, yeah, sitting on my throne, watching things, watching everybody else, skydive, watching everybody else go up in the air balloon, watching everybody else do the things that I want to do. And the person that I'm with wants to stay on the ground. They want to be at home. They want to dote on the children. They want to dote on me. They want to, this person, whoever it is, feminine or masculine, this person, it feels like we're very opposite energies, water and fire. And so somebody here just wants to go with the flow, but you are looking for passion. So I feel like you're holding back because this person, you're trying to make them comfortable. And that's what the going by the book is. It feels like you're really going by the book because you want to make the family comfortable, but it feels like you need more passion than that. You don't have any excitement. You don't have any fun. Maybe we just don't go out with friends anymore. A lot of couples will get into that place where they just don't really go out with their friends anymore. They have children, they stay home, they do things around the homestead, and they don't really socialize. And I feel like it's you're missing your socializing group. You're missing having fun, excitement, going out, having one too many drinks. It feels like you're missing excitement in your life at this time. You are on the throne. You've made it to the throne. You are ruling your kingdom. You're ruling it in pentacles and in fire. You use that fire energy to get the settling energy, to get the finances good, and you're confident and things are going really well. But I don't think that you accounted for what happens next. Tell me about the Ten of Swords and happy here. We've got the Four of Wands in the reverse. We've got the Two of Wands, and we've got the Seven of Wands. So fire shows up, right? And the Four of Wands in the reverse is telling me that you're not exactly feeling stable in your fire energy. It's almost like there's a little bit of fire burning underneath, Aries. It's asking you to have some type of adventure. The Seven of Wands is here with the Two of Wands. Your mind starts to wander, and you start to plan some sort of excitement, because right now I think you're at a crossroads. Somebody here could be sort of in the middle of their life. Maybe you're not quite at the place where you have too much time behind you. You have the same amount of time behind you than in front of you, maybe midlife. And it doesn't, I'm not going to say it feels like a crisis, because it doesn't, but it feels like, why am I here? And this is the point that a lot of people get to when they get to a certain age. Why am I here? Am I here just to work, eat, sleep, do the grind, wash, rinse, repeat? Or am I here to actually experience life? So I think that the Two of Wands is telling me that you are looking at possibly shaking things up. I need to take action on something. The Seven of Wands being here, I need to stand up to the people in my life and say, look, this isn't necessarily making me the happiest I could ever be. And I feel like the clock is ticking. It feels like the clock is ticking. And I feel like I'm at a fork in the road, right? Because the Two of Wands is here. I feel like I'm at a fork in the road, and you feel transformation coming. Card number 13. You feel that something is showing up that is going to change. A change in the wind, my friend, right? Change in the wind. So it feels like with this card number 11, 1 and 1 is 2. 2 is the High Priestess. That is your intuitive energy telling you it's time for a change. Something's got to change. We've got card number 12. 12 is, again, intuitive energy. That is Piscean energy. And so it feels like card number 13 is telling me that you're at the fork in the road waiting for transformation, and that there is a change in the wind coming, and you can feel it because 13 is change. And then we've got tick-tock. You know that something is coming up in the future, and you are looking at possibly co-creating with somebody else. Tell me about co-creation, please. Tell me about co-creation. We've got, see, there it is. There you are, the Ace of Wands. You need a little bit more, you need more passion for life. And it's not like I said, you're not unhappy with where you are, I don't think, but it's dulled your fire. I feel like you feel as though you can't take any chances, that it's dulled your fire. Look, Death card shows up here, and what did we have here? We have card number 13, fork in the road. And so it does feel like there is... this is card number 13, by the way, the Death card. And so you could be seeing 1313 at this time, which I think is change that's coming. So it does feel like you feel unsettled at this time. Feels like you feel a rumble in the earth. I'm looking at all these horses. I don't know if you've ever been on the ground when, cattle or horse or bison are running toward you. You can be quite a distance, but you will feel the rumble. And it almost feels like, Aries, that this Ace of Wands is here, and you're feeling the rumble. I really feel like I want to create something, but who will create it with me? I feel like the rumble you're feeling is this transformation. You're in the midst of transformation, and the Ace of Wands being your energy. Then we've got the Queen of Wands. You're dying to make a bold move towards something here. I'm going to put down 3 more cards. We're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about these 3 cards and clarify the rest of this as we go into the extension. If you want to be in the extension with us, please look at the top of the pinned comment. Top of the comments is the pinned comment right under the video, and that'll give you 3 things: a link if you want to purchase this extended outright, or a link if you want to come to the membership area. All of the extendeds are in the membership area. Also, I'm doing pre-recorded readings and live readings. If you're interested in any of that, please go take a look at the link in Hypsee. It'll give you all my pricing and my timetable if you're interested in a live reading. All right, let's find out what the 3 cards are. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. So you have 8 here, and 1 with the King is 9. So we've got synchronicities here. We've got the 4 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. I'm telling you, I feel like your stability is making you feel a little bit stagnant and a little bit bored. It's like you're watching everybody else have their fun in their life, excitement, using their fire, and I feel like you are sort of in the drib drabs. It feels like you want to have a leap, you want to go into a new cycle, and maybe it's because today is the new moon in Virgo, and we've got 2 new moons in the same month, right? We don't. We have one this month, and then we have one next month, but they are kind of back to back, right? So we do have the Fool, and it looks like That's what you want. You want community. You want to travel. You want to build a new foundation for something. It's like you want to create a new business. You want a new business venture. Or you want to grab your community and say, let's do something, a cause that we're all in on. Or let's build a foundation with something here. It's like you want to set a new goal. You need a little bit more passion. There's your Aries energy. You need a little more excitement, right? We're going to talk about all of this in the extended. If you'd like to be there, please, you know what to do. And if this is where we part, then that's cool, because I'll be back, because I'm always back. You take care of yourself, Aries. I'm going to go for now. Be well. Bye-bye.